One thing about moving to San Diego is it can be extremely overwhelming. This city is gigantic, and it's actually the 8th biggest city in the entire nation. So there's so many different areas and they can change vastly. And it's really important you just don't move to the wrong area because it happens pretty darn often. Now, that's exactly what I want to do for you guys in this video is actually pull up the map and walk you through all of San Diego and just give you a breakdown on some of these areas, show you what they actually look like, who lives there, what to expect, all that fun stuff to hopefully just help you make a short list of some areas that could be a good fit, and more importantly, eliminate the areas that are not going to be a good fit for you. So if you're looking for that info, stay tuned. Welcome back. If this is your first time here and you want to know everything there is to know about living in San Diego, make sure you tap that subscribe button below. My name is Nick and you guys are reaching out all the time and we absolutely love it. So if you're thinking about making a move in a week, a month, a year, make sure you shoot us a text, shoot us an email, or just straight up give us a call so we can help you save a lot of time and just help you make a smooth move right here to San Diego. Okay, so obviously we've done a ton of videos on pretty much everywhere in San Diego, everything from vlog tours to map tours on some of these suburbs. And this time I just want to break it down and do all of San Diego because I've lived here my whole life and there is still a lot of areas that I'm not even super familiar with. So it is a very, very big place and it'll change really quick. 20-minute drive, you're going to be in a completely different area. You're going to have a completely different ambiance, amenities, all that stuff. Prices will change drastically in some of these areas. So it's just really important that you guys know these areas. And that's what I want to do for you is just break it down so you can eliminate some of these areas and just have a better idea on what to expect, especially with some of these commutes, because San Diego traffic is very, very unpredictable. So you don't want to be living in the north side where I live, only to have to drive south, 2, 3, 4 times a week. That'll take you an hour, sometimes an hour and a half, and that's just going one way depending on traffic. So it's really important that you know these areas, and that goes with being said, reach out. This is what we're here for, and we're here to help you eliminate and make sure you don't move to the wrong area. All you have to do is let us know what you're looking for, what you don't like, what you do like. That way we can give you, 2 or 3 areas that are going to be good for you. So that's what it's all about. Info is down below, like I always say. Let's go ahead and hop into this map so I can show you. All right, so let's break down San Diego right here on the map because by the end of this video, you're going to have a lot better idea on where you're going to move. Can't wait to show you. So first off, let's zoom out because San Diego is so freaking big. And I'm going to draw a circle around the whole county because keep in mind, population here is about 3.3 million people. That is huge. It's not showing up on the map, but Fallbrook's going to be right in this area. That's going to be your most northern town in San Diego. And it's actually going to go all the way down to the Mexico border right here. And it's going to go pretty far east as well into Borrego Springs. And boom. Once you start to head up here, Temecula in north is going to be Riverside County. And you head up here to San Clemente. That's going to be Orange County. And you're going to head into Los Angeles. So big, big area. And these areas will change so vastly, and you have to get crystal clear on what you want. Do you want to be in a master plan community? Do you want to have some really great schools? Do you want acreage? Do you want mature trees like I like? Do you want to live close to the beach? What do you want? You got to really figure that out because it's going to change so much, especially with prices here. So you're going to have all options, and I think that's part of the beauty here in San Diego. So let's break this down. But before I do that is, like I said, very important. 2 very important things that are going to really control your whole move is going to be location and lifestyle. What is your lifestyle? You need to know what your lifestyle is because it's going to play a huge part in where you move. Now, what I want to show you too is these is kind of the commutes and the traffic because you don't want to move here and 6 months later, 3 months later, a year later, be like, oh my gosh, I hate this place. Why did I move here? Hopefully you're renting at that point, but if you're buying, you need to understand where you're going to, put your boots on the ground and live. So first, I'm going to say North County is going to be anything from the 56 right here, 56 Highway, Poway, all the way up to, that's bad, all the way up to this area right here, all the way up to Fallbrook. That's going to be considered North County, San Diego. Everything else, this is going to be San Diego proper, and then you're going to move into South San Diego, and you got East County over here. Not an artist, so, just trying to help give you a little visual graph there. Let's zoom out again because the commutes here. Now, I have this pulled up right here to show you some traffic in the prime time areas. Now, what I will say is North County, San Diego is going to be a lot more spread out. So you're going to have a little bit less congestion because it's more spread out. You start to move down here in proper San Diego. This is where it gets, you're going to have a lot of traffic. And this is prime time. This is at about 8 o'clock in the morning on a weekday. So you can see all the red and the orange. That's what traffic's going to really look like Monday through Friday. You move up to North County, and it's a little more spread out. I mean, I live in North County, I live in Oceanside, and I deal with some bad traffic right here in Carlsbad. This should be red in my opinion because it's usually pretty bad there. You'll hit some Encinitas, and then this will totally change. Watch this map change as I do in the evening commute from about, let's say 4:30. So we got a lot more red and a little bit more orange here. So you can see Del Mar, it's going to get really backed up here on the 5, but you don't have a lot of highways here in North County. You're just going to have the 76, which is going to go from Oceanside to the 15. You're going to have the 78, which is pretty heavily trafficked. The 5 is going to be your best friend. That's going to take you all the way to the Mexico border. And the 15. So some major, major highways here. We have 2 toll roads here. So other than that, we call them freeways here, not highways, not toll roads. I wish there was more things free, but at least we get these roads for free. We pay taxes, so they're technically not free, but you can kind of get an idea of traffic. So keep this in mind because it's going to be a game changer. If you have to commute to the airport, 2-3 times a month, or you have to commute, you live in the north like I do, and you have to commute down to San Diego a couple times a week, that's going to be a long drive, especially with traffic. That could be an hour, sometimes an hour and a half one way. One thing is the airport. So San Diego Airport is going to be right in the heart of downtown San Diego. So if you're going to choose to live in North County, San Diego, let's say you choose Oceanside is going to be your home. So from Oceanside to San Diego Airport, should be about a 40-minute drive, no traffic. And right now, so 39 minutes, not bad at all, 38 miles. So a little bit more spread out. Now I want to show you this. Let's say you're coming from Santee and you're going to the airport. Look at that distance right there. Not bad. Doesn't look very far. What do you know? We got a 25-minute drive, and it's only 20 miles, so half the distance. You got a lot of twists and turns. You got to drive on different interstates. So just know this stuff. Kind of get familiar with the areas and things like that. So let's break this down because that traffic can suck. I know I go bonkers in it all the time, and people will, it's not a fun thing to sit in that traffic. So keep that in mind because it's getting pretty bad down here with traffic. But let's cruise down. What we'll do is kind of start in some of these areas that a lot of people are moving to. I'll talk about some of the good, some of the bad, and some of the prices and things like that. So first, we're going to start with a big one, which is going to be Chula Vista right here, and this is in South San Diego. This is a big one that I don't help a ton of people relocate here. I have a lot of people ask about it. Usually once they drive around, they figure out maybe it's not the right fit, but it could be a good fit for you. Now, the price point is one of the most affordable. I think the average home price is less than $700,000, so you can find some townhomes and things like that in any price range, really. And if you're looking for new construction, you have a ton of it, especially right here in Otay Ranch. And what do you know? In the picture that just popped up right there, there's some new construction. So if you want new construction, you'll have plenty of options in this area. You're going to have master plan communities. You're also going to have some older neighborhoods too if you want more of like a older custom home. Some might need work. Some might be fully renovated. This is going to be a good area too. There's a lot of warehouses and manufacturing companies and industrials down here. So if you're working like Otay Mesa, if you're high up or you're just a warehouse worker, you're going to have a lot of jobs down here as well. Not to mention the naval base is just right here in Coronado. So hop, skip, and a jump. A lot of military families over here in Chula Vista, but you're going to have a lot of diversity. I wouldn't say there's too many retired people down here, but I would say a lot of families because you do have a really good top-rated school district down here in Chula Vista as well. So just an area to keep your eyes on, and you're going to have a ton of activities, outdoor activities. You got a lake right here. You have I think this is the Otay Reservoir, so you can do some fishing. Not to mention, I wasn't going to talk too much about East County, but you got some really rad hikes as you start to head east of San Diego. You got some great hikes if you want to get away from the suburbs or the city and go get the outdoors. Head east. Look up some hikes. Go on all trails. You have some cool watering holes and things like that. Me and my lady do it all the time. Another area I want to kind of cover real quick is going to be Imperial Beach, and I don't want to dive too far into this. I do a lot of vlogs and stuff on a lot of these areas and show you what these look like up close and personal. Check those out. Imperial Beach is a place that's really been picking up. It's a coastal town. It's very, very affordable still. And you'll see a lot of homes that are, built in the 60s, 70s being tore down, and you'll see brand new custom homes popping up. You have a lot of multifamily and things like that. So great area to invest in, great area to live in. Just depends on what you like. You have a really cute pier down there with a downtown area where they're just adding more and more stuff. So super cool area, but let's zoom out. Let's go up a little bit because right here you have a ton of different neighborhoods and they're all very self-sustainable. You can see you got a Trader Joe's here, you got a Costco, you got a Sprouts, you got another Costco, but you have a ton of different shopping centers. And that's kind of the beauty of it. You're only going to be 5-10 minutes away from a big shopping center. So really nice, kind of saves the headache of dealing with traffic and things like that. One thing I will say is if you're going to be living in like South San Diego or San Diego proper downtown area, you're probably not really ever going to cruise up to North County San Diego because guess what? You got plenty of options and things to do down here. Same with North County San Diego. If you live up here, you're probably not going to be going to downtown San Diego very often unless you're going out for a date night or you're going to go catch a Padres game, things like that. You're probably going to stay up here because you have a ton of difference between these cities, and they're all very close, which I'll kind of touch base on. So Carlsbad to San Marcos, 20-minute drive, and they're two completely different areas with completely different everything. So really cool. I'll break down those areas as well. Same thing down here. You got National City, you got Bonita. These are some, let me kind of zoom in here because you got some really nice parks and kind of pocket parks all over the place, which is kind of cool. Just depends on what your style is, what your price point is, all that fun stuff. And I'm going to zoom out and we'll move over to East County a little bit. This is these are some areas over here like Santee and Lakeside. I don't get a lot of people asking about it. They're nicer areas. The price point is very low, but it's for a reason because, schools they're not rated as highly. I'm sure they're great schools, but you're just very deep. You're far. This might not look very far, but you're still with traffic, maybe 40 minutes from the beach sometimes. So if you want to live close to the coast, just try to move as close to the coast as possible. And we have a ton of microclimates here in San Diego. So it might be, 75 at the beach in La Jolla. You head over to Santee, it could be 85, 88 degrees on a hot day. So just keep that in mind. You got those microclimates and things like that. Now we'll move down to downtown San Diego. Now, if you're like a young professional or you just want to have that nightlife and just walk out the door and never be bored, boom. San Diego is your place. I will say homeless and unsheltered, it's gotten pretty bad in downtown San Diego, especially East Village area. You'll see tents and things like that. So just be aware. If you're going to move to San Diego or downtown San Diego, start to look in these areas. Little Italy is freaking amazing over there. Bankers Hill, you're just outside of downtown San Diego. You have the marina over here. So you got some really nice areas still, very safe and things like that. So Balboa Park, this is another great one. We head down here pretty often because you got some really great museums. You just have a lot of outdoor life. It's a preserve and they're not building over here. So you got some really cool outdoor amenities if you like that stuff. Take the e-bike out, cruise around, go hit downtown, grab a couple brewskis. Who knows? The world is your oyster down here. That's kind of the beauty of it. And then you guys know this, the airport's going to be located right here. Build another terminal there. I was just there when was I there? A week ago. Flew to Kauai. Very easy flight. Line was super long. It was Memorial Day weekend, but we still got through TSA in like 40 minutes, I think. So really quick, not bad. You got Point Loma over here, which is, if you're a baller, look into Point Loma because you got some gorgeous homes. I swear every house was built by a different architect over here because they're all different, but very, very pricey over here. And we'll start to kind of make our way up to North County, San Diego. Like I said, Claremont, this is another one. A lot of single-story homes, which is awesome over here. They didn't build enough single-story homes in San Diego, but this is a place where you can find them. You got some price point areas, but you also got some expensive areas over here as well. But great location because you're kind of out of the city, but you're still close to, downtown and all those great amenities. La Jolla is a huge one. This is like the most asked about place when you guys call in. You're like, Nick, I want to move to La Jolla. And, La Jolla is great, but open your horizon. I feel like people haven't done enough research on some other areas because you can find some great other areas and get more bang for your buck. I'm not saying La Jolla isn't the best, But La Jolla, just, it's pricey over there. And if you got the budget, you're gonna freaking love it over there. It is awesome. You got a ton of restaurants, some really clean, gorgeous beaches, and let's face it, it's where people want to be, especially if you have money. And these houses, whenever I drive through these areas or go tour houses, I'm always jaw dropped. It's absolutely gorgeous over here. One more area for my outdoor people, Mission Bay right here. You got a ton of water sports. You got things to do for days. You can launch your boat. You can go fishing. I grew up fishing. I love fishing. So you can do some fishing, rent a skiff, whatever the heck you want to do. You can even walk around the whole bay, go for a run. A lot of active people. People are always out and about here in San Diego because the weather is usually really, really nice. As long as it's not May gray and June gloom, you will be very stoked here because you'll have some sunshine, which is great. Now we're going to start to move a little bit more north up here and move into North County where, like I said, the biggest difference is it's a lot more spread out. It's going to be pricey up here. I would hope you guys know San Diego is pricey by now. It ain't cheap. So you will have some cheaper places. We have tons of videos that will show you that. So make sure you just cruise through the channel and check out some of that. But first off, can't forget Rancho Santa Fe, one of the most expensive zip codes in all of the nation. And just driving around this place, even if you can't live there, you're probably going to go there on some day trips and cruise around because these houses in there are glorious. They're amazing. And it's just a cute little town. And it's got a certain vibe to it. It's all windy trees. It's very underdeveloped, or not windy trees, windy roads. You got big matured trees everywhere, golf courses everywhere, tennis club. Pickleball, if you play pickleball, hit me up, let's play. But you're going to have a ton of activities out there. And it's just a cool little town, even if you don't live there. So price point over there, if you're a baller, go over there because it's very glorious. But you're not going to get in there unless you got about $3 million. And that's starting for a single family home. Another gem for my people, or I should say my families out there with the kiddos. Look into Del Sur in Fort Ranch. We've done a vlog on this area. Very highly sought after master plan community. They're two different communities, but you got everything you can need in there. You got amenities for days. Some of the best, I should say some of the top rated schools in San Diego. You're going to be part of the Poway Unified School District here, which is, I believe, the third top rated school district in all of San Diego. So great schools, highly sought after, newer community, awesome homes. You guys will love it. And it's great to meet people. These master plan communities, look into more master plan communities if you have a family and you don't know many people here, because I guarantee you'll meet people. Go on a walk, go to the park, go hit the bar, go do stuff like that. You're going to meet people, I promise you. And you'll make some good friends too. So we're starting to make our way north, and San Diego is a big place. Keep that in mind too. Guys, reach out. That's what you have to do if you really need help with this. We will save you a ton of stress. We just need to know what you like, what you don't like, what's important to you. What's your commute like? You tell us this, we hop on a Zoom, we will pinpoint you and help give you the recipe to find this stuff because not a lot of stuff for sale here in San Diego ever. So make it easy on yourself, reach out, info's down below. Now we're gonna start to move to the coastal kind of areas. North County, San Diego, it is so vastly different, but the beauty is if you live in these areas, you can go from Encinitas to Escondido in not a far amount of time, and they're both completely different places. So that's one of the beauties about it. Now, a couple of the areas that people are moving into and that are changing drastically, this one's going to be huge right here, is San Marcos. Put this on your radar. Might be a little biased here. I kind of grew up in San Marcos, but it's popping. It's definitely best bang for your buck as far as prices for homes. The school district is really good. I mean, heck, San Marcos High School had a $220 million renovation. So it's state-of-the-art school. It's insane. You got plenty of outdoor space here. Newer communities, master plan communities. You got Lake San Marcos, which is awesome. A lot of retired people living in Lake San Marcos. You got Santa Leo Hills, which is a master plan community. A lot of families in there. So a lot of these communities, you're going to see a little bit of both. You're going to see families, and you're also going to see a lot of people retiring and retired in there. So you really can't go wrong. But if you want to be just in a family-oriented neighborhood, look into master plan communities. That'll be the best for you. That's just my opinion. But San Marcos is going to be great. You have a ton of hikes. Double Peak Hike up here is going to be an awesome one. You got views, some really epic views up there. and a ton of shopping, things like that, what the people like. You got a Nordstrom Rack, which I know the ladies love. I love Nordstrom Rack. So you're shopping. All these cities are very self-sustainable. I mean, you could not have to ever leave San Marcos unless you want to go hit the beach. 25-minute drive to the beach. If you live in Vista, self-sustainable, you got everything you could need there. The only thing Vista is missing is a Trader Joe's. But hey, does San Marcos have one? No, they don't. Carlsbad has one. Oceanside has one. If you're looking for a place with mature trees, windy roads, you don't want to be up against your neighbor, you want some acreage, look into places like Vista right here is going to be awesome. Great affordability still. Look in Bonsall, just north here, Fallbrook. These are great areas if you want those mature trees, maybe some equestrian properties. These are going to be your areas to look in. So that's what we do. That's what we help with, is just finding the right area for you. Escondido is also going to be another place with acreage. You're not going to be hucked up against your neighbor. So keep that in mind. All these areas too that I just mentioned, you're going to have both master plan communities. Like Vista, you have Shadow Ridge, awesome area, great schools. Just to the north of Vista, you got acres for days, you got windy roads, you got custom homes. It just depends on what you really, really want and like. Now, another one, if you're looking to be on the coast and you got a little bit bigger of a budget, Carlsbad's going to be a big one that everyone's moving to right now. People, not a lot of stuff for sale over there because people stay there. Great place to retire, great place to raise a family. And you have a ton of jobs up here in North County, especially in Carlsbad. It's like a big hub. You got 13 golf companies over there. You got Viasat, which is a huge communication employer. So you have a ton of jobs here. Oceanside, probably the most rapidly changing place. That's where I live now. That's where we choose to live. And it's only getting better and changing. You got a lot of great, if you want Michelin star restaurants, you got a couple up there in Oceanside. Where else do you have some Michelin star restaurants? I guess if you're a big foodie, Encinitas is going to be huge for you. I know I'm kind of hopping around, but if you're a foodie, Encinitas, downtown Encinitas, great spot. You got a ton of great restaurants over there. But all these downtown coastal areas, Solana Beach, Del Mar, Carlsbad, Oceanside, boom. You have so many options. You got farmers markets. You got that outdoor lifestyle. So really just depends on what you want, what your budget looks like. But just keep in mind, you don't want to move to the wrong place. You want to move to the right place the first time. And hey, it happens sometimes. You move to the wrong place, you make a mistake. People do it all the time. Just try not to get in that position. Reach out if you have any questions. With all that being said, you've hopefully probably made a pretty good list of some areas that might fit you a lot better now. And more importantly, some of the areas that you can just eliminate, because that's literally what it's all about, is just eliminating some of these areas just to make it a lot less overwhelming. And of course, guys, reach out, because it just takes one Zoom call, one phone call to really figure out your personality and what you guys are looking for, what you need, budget. There's so many factors that come into it. Are you looking for good schools? We can literally point you in the right direction and save you so much time if you just reach out. Contact info is down below, and we'll make it as smooth as possible and just help you find that right area. But before we go, make sure you check out either one of these videos right here, because these are also going to be extremely helpful when you're doing your research here in San Diego. See you next time.